Hi there, welcome to Bitesize Piano. In this video I'm going to talk all about split chords or slash chords. I'll explain exactly what they are and I will use a couple of chord progressions to demonstrate their effectiveness. They're really quite simple, they add lots of variation and direction to music, so without further ado, let's dive into the lesson. So let's just go over simply what a split or a slash chord actually is. So a split chord is where we have a chord, but the root note of that chord is different. So C major would be C major, and the bass note, the root note would be a C. So we're talking about bass notes, different bass notes. If it was any other note, it would be a split chord. So for example, C over E with the E in the bass, C over G with the G in the bass. More typically, more often, we find that if the bass note changes, it's usually, not all the time, it's usually a different note within the triad. So we have C, which is a root note, E, and then G. So when we see that written down, as you can see on the top screen there, we see the chord written on the left-hand side, and then the slash, and then the bass note on the right-hand side. So I know that's confusing because you would think it would be the other way around, particularly when visualizing a piano, but that's how it's written down. So that's simply what a split chord is. So let's take a different chord. Let's take B flat major 7, and let's play an F in the bass. Let's take G minor and let's play a B flat in the bass. So they add more colour, more interest and variation. Elton John is actually someone who uses loads of split chords. They're used quite a lot in like theatre music as well, in musicals. If you would like to explore learning Elton John, I've left in the description my Elton John playlist, and then you'll see what I mean about the amount of split chords that are in there. So it's a very Elton John sound. Often we see split chords used where the bass note changes to emphasize a direction, whether that's descending or ascending. So for example, and this is what Taylor Swift does a lot live, and I've done a whole separate video on that as well, which I'll leave in the description. So if you play the same chord in one hand and we just change the bass note. So I'm going to play C, then I'm going to go down to B, so C over B, C over A, C over G, C over F, C over E, C over D, C over G. And it might sound quite familiar, this. That's a very kind of quite effective but very simple piano style accompaniment. Let's try a different chord progression. Let's try G minor, B flat major over F, E flat major, and then F over A. So if I play that without the two split chords in there and just play all the root notes of the chords instead, still sounds nice. And with again. Sounds slightly more interesting, and we get more of a sense of direction from the bass note, going from the G to the F to the E flat, A, and then which leads back down into G. So again, using bass notes and split chords to emphasize direction can make for very interesting chord progressions. So I hope you enjoyed that and you found it useful. Remember to check out in the description my Elton John piano tutorial playlist. And if there's anyone who gives a good example of split chords, it's him. So I hope you're all well and I will see you in the next lesson. That's the end of this video. If you have a request, please leave them in the comment section of this video. Also remember to like and subscribe. I've left some videos here you might like, so go and check those out. I also have a course, so if you would like to learn how to read music from scratch, go visit Bitesize Piano Course.co.uk. You can enroll and start learning. I'll see you in the next video.